and welcome back to Coffee and Praise. Same day, I'm trying to, like I said before, get a lot of videos done in the days that I'm home, because tomorrow is another appointment day. I have therapy and also an appointment with a community service worker, and that's going to be a fun appointment though. We're trying to incorporate some things that I can do out in the community. Because like I say, I struggle with anxiety and being out doing things, and sometimes either my husband's not able to go with me to these things. In town, my dad is there, and he does go with me for things there too. But this is something that I've just been putting off. And I talked about it in the last appointment I had with her. So she offered to meet me at the Carnegie Library so I can get my library card and maybe sit out in the grass area and the picnic tables and just kind of spend some time out there. Although tomorrow is going to be in the 80s in Vegas, so let's see how that goes out there. I'm hoping that there's some shade. So now the next part is some tips that she shared in this chapter 8 of food. These are some of the tips that she's talking about. So one thing is, if you drink soda, give up your soda. It says, we've said that you can save yourself over 30 pounds a year if you just give up your soda a day habit. And, instead, there's a magazine article that said that she was reading recently that if you gave up 2 sodas a day and a glass of juice, the whole fresh fruit is better than for you anyway. You could lose up to 40 pounds in 1 year. So if you replace the juice and the soda with other bad things, that's not going to work. So we can't replace 2 bad things with 2 other bad things. So don't replace your soda and juice with a fruit pie and some king size Snickers bar or something like that. So it's just about making good choices, swapping out something that is not good for you with something that's good for you. So if you like soda, like one of my favorite things when I stopped, because I stopped drinking soda a long time ago, and it wasn't one of my favorite things to drink anyway, so it wasn't as hard for me. But I used to drink iced tea a lot, which I do. I love tea. I love iced tea, but I used to sweeten it with sugar and all that stuff. And I don't know when exactly it was, I just started drinking it unsweetened, and I love it that way. I love it unsweetened. Now I will sometimes add lemon to it. I'll just squeeze a fresh lemon in there, but I try to make sure that I find some tea flavors, even some herbal tea that is just really good. You don't even need any sugar with it. Like the last time I was in Las Vegas, I stopped by Cafecito and I got me a medium purple papaya berry iced tea, and with no sugar, no anything added, and it was perfect. The flavor is so good and iced. It's just amazing. It's a tea that they purchased from a local shop downtown called the Spice Rack, owned by April. And she has some amazing teas, and she has some great teacups and all sorts of different things there. And me and my sister, actually both my sisters have gone with me and my dad. We've gone in there, and me and my youngest sister have gotten quite a bit of tea from there. One of my friends, Margie, gets some herbs from there as well for her teas and for different tinctures and different things that she's making. And it's really good. And herbal tea is really good for us. And so if that's something that you can kind of toy with, find different flavors that you would like and just make iced tea. And if you really do still need some sugar in it, I guess, try to switch your sugars to something like monk fruit. That one works for me. It doesn't raise my blood sugars, and I think it tastes like sugar. I don't know. Stevia, I know that's an okay one as well, but for me that gives me a weird aftertaste because I've had it in the chia drinks that I buy, and I don't really like the taste of stevia. I don't know. There's a lot of other sugar alcohols out there that it won't raise your blood sugars. Or you can use raw honey from like local raw honey, and just don't put a whole bunch of it, but and that would help with allergies as well. So I've been on the hunt for some local raw honey from around here where we live. I'm hoping to hit a farmer's market soon and find that, because I do buy some raw honey, but I believe that one is from Albuquerque, which is still in technically, it's in New Mexico, but there is some different things out down in that area than there is up here. So those are just some ideas. Now, another thing that she was talking about is, here's a great shape up tip that I read on the internet: exercise during TV commercials. Well, a lot of us watch YouTube. A lot of us don't necessarily watch TV anymore. And then there's like the whole streaming networks that don't have any TV commercials. So I know that I don't know if there's any commercials during any of my videos. I have no idea. I know that usually that comes with monetization. I think, I don't even know. But I know we tend to watch like the first 2 seconds, and once it has skip it over. Well, instead of skipping that commercial, get up, do something. You can do some sit-ups, it says, some push-ups, do some squats, dance in place, run in place, walk in place, anything, baby steps during all the commercials. And I think that's a really good idea. And if you watch something that you stream, maybe put an alarm on your phone. So like usually commercials are every, I don't know, 15 minutes. I'm not even sure. In TV shows, but put something in there for like 20 minutes after you sat down and you're watching for 20 minutes, put an alarm for you to get up, pause that, whatever you're watching, or even if you want to continue watching it, just make the alarm, get up and do something. I think those would be some great baby steps for us to try. Okay, so here we go. This one is something that I tend to do. I don't do it as much anymore, but this was one of my biggest issues, is mindlessly grazing on chips and pretzels or snacks. I don't know that I consider myself an emotional eater. Like I said before, it's very possible that I do that. I just haven't really given it much thought or paid attention to when I do that. But I noticed one thing I do is when I'm bored and I'm watching something on TV, movies or whatever, I tend to oh, I'm bored. I need something else to do. So I tend to eat chips and things. So one thing that she says is to replace them with, one of my favorite things is dill pickles. So I have done that already anyway. I buy the little bags of munchies that I shared in one of my food haul videos, and there's usually 6 or so little pickles about this big, and there isn't any calories in any of that. So it's a perfect snack for those moments when you just need something to, I don't know, to just kind of have something to do while you're, bored or you're watching TV or something. Get something that like that. Plus it's crunchy. So that helps, because that's why I like chips. It's a crunchy. Let's see. This was kind of interesting. So as a matter of fact, if you eat 32 pickles in one sitting, you'll ingest only 160 calories. Not that anyone would want to eat 32 pickles at one time, but you get what I mean. Now, I don't know, the pickles, the one that I get, it says there's 0 calories in them, but I don't know if that's true for all of them. But still, 160 calories and 32 pickles. Eating like 4 or 5, you're pretty good there for a little snack. And the other thing is just about portion control, because sometimes you do want to have those chips. You want to have your pretzels. You want to have like these spicy crackers that we buy. It's about portion control. So just instead of just opening the bag and sitting there with the bag right next to you, put them on. Either make little baggies of them if you want to do that, or just put some on in a little bowl, a little plate, just something small that is a serving size, and that's it. Now, one thing she does talk about is put your chips into a small zip tote bag, a serving size, like 1 ounce, and just use that. Now, I know that I have some somewhere. There are these reusable Ziploc like baggies that you can use in the refrigerator, freezer. You can store things in. Those would be great for something like that. So a lot of other things is just keeping in mind what you're doing, what habits that you're making, and what people see in you. So especially when if you have kids, nieces, nephews, younger people that are looking up to you. Excuse me, sorry. So it's kind of about thinking about those people. Now, if you have struggles, with food and things like that, do you want your children, your nieces, your nephews, your little cousins, whatever, the people that are around you to have the same issues? Do you want to teach them your same bad habits? You probably don't. So try to learn how to teach them the good things. Start implementing good habits and help them to do the same thing. And she's talking about this letter that she received from someone named Chris, and they were in a fast food place. I believe could have been McDonald's or something like that. But this person witnessed a mom taking her children, I believe 3 little children, I'm not sure. 3 kids. The younger children said they wanted a plain cheeseburger. Excuse me, sorry. The mom had then asked if she wanted a plain cheeseburger or a double cheeseburger. Keep in mind, this little one must have been 4 years old, so the little one said that she just wanted the regular one. The other kids, it looks like the 3 girls are 10, 7, and maybe 4, approximately. Now, the mom's idea was she would rather get them the double burger because it's almost the same price as the regular one. And so for the money, instead of doing what the children said, just get the regular one, she got a double cheeseburger for the 4-year-old. Now, when the 4-year-old cannot eat it anymore and gets full, the mom gets mad at her, and the little kid's crying, because she doesn't want to eat it anymore. And she told her, well, if you don't finish eating your the rest of your burger, you're not gonna get ice cream like your sisters. In the beginning, the child asked for a regular burger. She didn't ask for the other one. And so these are the types of things, like, she's teaching her children to get more for your money, and even when it's bad stuff. And the thing is I understand that when times are hard, you want to get the most for what you have to pay, right? And I understand that, but how can you portion control a double cheeseburger with your 4-year-old child and say, oh, it's almost the same amount as the plain one, and you're going to eat it all, even though she can't? And you continuously do things like that to yourself or to others. This is how we gain body clutter. And it's just, this mom was disregarding this child's want for something small, something she knew she could probably eat, and not, the bigger one. Well, how many times do we do that to ourselves? We know that, let's say we go to have fast food. You used to get, the double cheeseburger, large fries, large soda, whatever. But that's not good for you. That half the time you feel sick after you eat that. I know that's true for me. So instead of going with it's almost the same price, it's only this much more, go for the smaller one. Go for the Happy Meal. Go for because sometimes just have it as a treat, and make good choices. Begin making good habits. And this is about, one thing is like getting mixed messages from parents. So I guess it's kind of like, on one hand, she's talking about ordering a big plate of food, right? So your parents are like, well, you can order this is cheaper, whatever. And then getting in trouble because you didn't eat it because you're wasting money. But then on the other hand, you have your parents saying, oh, you're gaining too much weight, you need to lose weight. It's this same whether it's one parent versus the other, and this is just the way they are, or they're both saying the same thing, or whatever it is, it's as adults, we need to think about these things. We need to think about, how do we want to be treated? What things do we want our children to learn? And we need discipline to not just eat and eat and eat and eat, or go to a buffet and stuff our whole plate with everything. Get just a small amount. You can go back. I mean, if you really need more, you can go back. But see, sometimes we fill the whole plate and we feel like we've got to eat it all. And then we end up sick and we end up adding body clutter. Now, at times I don't even think we recognize what we are doing. And so we just get full, and the next time we're making a habit of eating that amount of food, we start getting used to it. It's just like our homes, we fill it and fill it and fill it. And all of a sudden we look around and it's like, where'd all this stuff come from? Because it took time. It took habits of just stuffing and stuffing and stuffing. And a lot of times it's because we are so busy. We're just on the run, and we want to do everything so fast. So like, we want to lose weight fast, we want to eat fast, we want to buy the things that we need. And sometimes we don't even look around and think like, well, we have, like 3 pairs of shoes in boxes that we've never worn, but we need that new one because sometimes it's the same one that you have in the box, or almost exactly the same anyway. And it's just, take stock of your life, take stock of what you have, take stock of the things that you're putting into your body, whether that be through things that we're consuming through TV, through books, through the people that we hang around with, our food, all those things. And one thing that she shares that's very interesting is we have all been, let me start that all over again. We have all been conditioned by a Depression-era mentality. We might starve someday. We have to save it for later. Get as much as you can before someone else gets it. Waste not, want not. A penny saved is a penny earned. There are starving children in Africa. You have to be saving all the time. Use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. Some of these adages help us to be wise with our money. But when we use them to condition our children to fill their tummies to the point of being sick, then we have taken something good and turned it into evil that will destroy our minds and bodies. If you eat more than your body needs, it is not a bargain if you eat more than your body needs. When you do that, you only end up spending more money on medical problems related to obesity and eating disorders. Our life is all about choices. So what choices are you willing to make today to make your life better? So this is what body clutter is all about, recognizing that you do have a choice and making the baby step choices to change your attitude and your way of living. And it's even having too many healthy, it might be healthy foods, but you don't want to stuff yourself anyway. We need to look at food as, is this nourishing my body or is it taking from my body? So when we eat different, drinking soda, drinking any kind of high sugar, high caffeine, things that just have way too much stuff in them, a long list of things that we can't even pronounce, processed foods, candies and chips and baked goods, are they really nourishing our bodies? Or are they taking something from us? Are they making us sicker? Take stock of that, so that when you go shopping with a purpose. The purpose should be nourishing your body, getting healthy foods, building up your immune system with all of the vitamins that you need, the antioxidants that you need, the supplements that you need that you can get from your foods. Look at nutrition labels and just try to choose things based on all the things that are good for you. For some reason, it seems like maybe I've talked about this before. I'm going to have to go back through my videos because now that I've read this, I think I shared this in the last video. So let me go back and check before I finish this. All right, I'm back. So I went back through the videos. I think what happened is they may have been some silent videos where my what do you call it? My mic didn't work. So I'm going to keep going with this. So I know I've talked about shopping from the perimeter of the store. So that's like the produce, the meat, and dairy sections of the market. So this is one thing that I for some reason, I don't know why I think I've shared this before. So if I did, I don't know. Hold on. My cat's kind of moved. I'll have to put up a video of my 4 oldest babies. Our 4 girls. They range from about, they're probably, the oldest one's got to be close to 16 now, I believe. So the other 3 are about 15 and 14. So they're 3 of them all have the same mama. The other one is from one of our other cats that we have. We only have one of hers left. So these are our old babies. And they're all laying here on the bed next to me. But a couple of them just went outside, but they were laying there really cute. And I took a little video of them. I'll put it up in a short. So, okay. Now, if I did share this before, and like I said, it may have been in one of the silent videos that I had to delete. This is one thing that I want us to keep in mind. As a matter of fact, this is going to be one thing that I write in my commonplace book under the quotes and health section. It is, I want every morsel I ingest to bless my body as well as my mind. So just, it's about enjoying things. And I think a lot of times I don't know where I heard this, but this is something we've gotten so used to eating fast, right? Usually, like when you work, you have one of the jobs that I had when I worked in the Behavioral Institute, we had half an hour to eat on the floor. And so they did have a break room, but you were on call the entire time. You couldn't clock out and leave, or even clock out and have an official like lunch. So you ate really fast. You had half an hour. The other job that I had, one of the jobs I had the longest, we did have an hour to leave if we wanted to or whatever. But it's still the thing. You get to a restaurant or whatever, and you have to eat fast and get back fast and we get on time. So a lot of times when we do that, we tend to eat more than what we would normally, because we don't give our bodies enough time to like signal we're full. So when we eat slower, you'll notice your body like, oh, I'm full now. So take your time, enjoy your food. She's talking about like when there's baked goods, right? She's someone that gives them food that loves to bake. Instead of just saying, no, I absolutely cannot have this, she'll have one bite, and that choice satisfies her more than she could ever express in words. She says, it is all because of body clutter that was in my brain, and creating those bottomless holes is no longer a threat to my health. So it's about the choices. It's about choices to put ourselves, our health, our body first. Love yourself enough to say, hey, no, I don't need all of this. I just need, you can get a bite. You can have, if you like chocolate, you want one Hershey's Kiss, get one. Have that moment, but savor the moment. Don't just get a bunch and just eat the whole thing because you want it so bad. It's because we're depriving ourselves, maybe. I don't know. But I think we need to just learn how to savor things, enjoy things. One other thing that one other healthy choice that she's made is to include a salad of anything but iceberg lettuce. Then she talks about that when they go to eat out or whatever, make sure, there's spinach, romaine lettuce. She leaves off the croutons and put the dressing on the side. This way you can choose how much of the dressing you put on and all that kind of stuff. And they have most places have lots of different salads now. So that's a good thing. This is something that we all can think about, I think, just in this whole idea of getting healthy, especially for those of us who are already dealing with health issues. Now, she says the real deprivation, because we're talking about depriving ourselves of foods and different things, right? And we're looking at it as like, oh, we're just, it's so awful, I really need it and all this stuff. But the real deprivation would be to leave my sweetie without his life partner. How can I feel deprived when I'm making the choice to live a long and healthy life without the complications of obesity and diabetes? The thing that I think that we don't realize, and I know this is true for me, I just kept doing the same thing I was doing all the time. I was busy with all sorts of whatever work and just whatever was going on, and I just kept eating the same because it was a habit I built in. And I ignored the fact that this was causing me issues. Oh, excuse me. I was gaining weight. Now, granted, like I said, when she talks about here, a lot of this took time for us to get to where we're at. So it was slow going, but it got me up to, at my highest weight, I was 242 pounds. I am 4'11". Okay, so that has to give you an idea of how much I was carrying around. And in all of that time, I didn't love myself. And did I love my husband enough? Making those choices. I said, I know I love him, and I loved him then. My family, just the people who I have in my life. But was I loving them correctly? Was I loving them with the intention of living a long life to be with them and help them or enjoy life with them? And I wasn't, but you don't realize that because, like I said, we're busy with things and we don't stop to take stock of what we're doing. And, we read in scripture that we are a temple of the Holy Spirit. And there's so many different scriptures about how we should take care of ourselves. And just gluttony is a sin. And even if we're not sitting there and pigging out for hours in a day, the fact that we are slowly gaining weight, we're making bad choices. We are choosing to eat foods that harm us. And even if we don't realize that then, like I didn't realize that gluten was affecting me so bad, or dairy was affecting me so bad, or even some of the sugary stuff that I was having. I didn't know. I wasn't eating a whole lot.